the vibes in Buffalo could not be more immaculate right now as Buffalo takes first place in the Atlantic Division. Hi, I'm Nick. This is 10 Minutes with Nick. And late breaking news, the Bills, my God, the Sabres yesterday took the Columbus Blue Jackets to the woodshed for a 5-0 win. But do you know what really makes you know that the vibes are immaculate? It's not just that the Sabres won 5-0. It's not just that they had a strangulation of a third period. It's that the goalie who was in net was not Alex Lion King Lion or Upo, how do you say his name again? Lukonen, who is typically UPL, who is typically the second string, otherwise known as Luke. No, it was Colton Ellis who pitched that shutout. And Colton Ellis is the reserve third goaltender. He's sort of, normally he's not on the ice. And there's a reason for that. It's because the two goalies in front of him are better. And yet last night, he went out and saved 37 shots. None more impressive than when he made a save, play moved off down the ice, and this absolute psychopath put his stick down, took off his helmet, flipped his hair back in order to, I don't know, make himself look more beautiful, put his helmet back on, picked up his stick just in time to make another save, and again moved the play back down the ice. The man had his helmet off mid-game. Things were happening around him. Like, the play was not clearly in the Columbus Blue Jackets zone. It was shifting around. There was different things going on. And yet this psychopath, this maniac, takes off his helmet, fixes his hair, and reestablishes that there is a new island in Western New York. It's not just Grand Island. It's not just Goat Island. It's not just Navy Island. No, my friends, there is a new island in Western New York. It is Ellis Island. And he refuses to accept your poor, your tired, your huddled masses yearning to be free. No, he shuts the door. It's not a very friendly island. I don't recommend staying there if you are an opposing forward attempting to put the puck in the net. The Sabres now have 106 points and are in control of the number 1 seed in the Atlantic Division. Let's zoom out. Let's zoom out and get some perspective on this, because while Lindy Ruff is now the heavy favorite for the Jack Adams Trophy, as he should be, which is for Coach of the Year, he should be the heavy favorite. A Pittsburgh Penguins fan decided to pull in some revisionist history today and talk about how their coach should be up for Coach of the Year because Buffalo was viewed as a playoff contender to start the year. Let's zoom out and get some perspective on that absurd and, quite frankly, nonsensical idea. The Sabres ended the 2025-2026 season, or rather the 2024-2025 season, ended that season with 79 points. I don't know if you know this, but that's not good. That's terrible. That's awful. That's a no good, very bad amount of points to get over an 82-game season. That means they averaged less than a point a game. Not like this year. So based on last year, they shouldn't have been considered a playoff contender going into this year. This year, they began the year in terrible position, right up into the firing of former GM Kevin Adams. They were I forget the exact number, but they might have been 2-9-2 at one point. Like bad. Like bad. 2-9-2 means they would have 6 total points in, what is that, 13 games? Ooh. From that point, they earned 100 points. That is just a maniacal turnaround. And people will say, like, well, Kevin Adams clearly put the pieces in place to make this team what it is. You know what? Technically speaking, you're correct. Kevin Adams put the pieces in place. That the best way to think about it is Kevin Adams is like a really bad baker. He had all the ingredients, but he just didn't. Something about the way he was putting them together wasn't making a cake. Jarmo, how do you say his name, man? Jarmo Kekalainen, I think, came in, saw the ingredients that Kevin Adams was using, and said, we can make a cake with this. And the team turned around. Now, it might have simply been that Kevin Adams just hung a shadow over the building. And removing that shadow, the move by Terry Pegula to remove that shadow might have been enough to say to the team, like, hey, I believe in you, and I know we needed to make a change. It might have been the magic sauce they needed to go on their run. But when you look at the picture overall, to say that Lindy Ruff shouldn't be the coach of the year or that anybody else should be the coach of the year this year in particular is nonsense. He has turned the team from the worst in the league to one of the best teams in the conference. Probably one of the best teams in the league. Now, the Western Conference is a little bit different. Eastern Conference is a little bit more competitive than the Western Conference right now. But the Eastern Conference, the Sabres had no business, in October or November. The Sabres had no business being where they are here in April. They had no business. I don't know what they're going to do in the playoffs, because this team hasn't been there in 14 years. We have no playoff history really with these guys to look at and see what they're going to do. But the vibes are immaculate. And for a team, when you're a team like this, the Sabres are relatively young. They're playoff inexperienced, but they are winning a metric buttload of games. The magic sauce might just be the immaculate vibes, quite honestly. The bonding of the team might just be sort of the magic sauce that turns opportunities in games or missed opportunities in games into made opportunities in games, right? Half of any sport, when you're playing any sport, half of that sport is not allowing mistakes to ruin your game. A lot of times you see a team make mistakes, and then all of a sudden they make another mistake trying to make up for the last mistake, and then they make another mistake trying to make up for that mistake. The Sabres aren't doing that. The Sabres have plenty of missed chances in this last run of well-played hockey, but every missed chance isn't something they dwell on. They don't let one missed opportunity ruin every other opportunity. If they take a bad shot on net, skate on, move past it. Puck gets stolen, skate on, move past it. Had a bad first period, reset in the intermission, come back in the second. Had a bad first 2 periods, come back, take the third period. They don't stay down for long, and that's what makes them dangerous as a team. As a team, they don't lay down. And sure, you see that with them standing up for each other and policing the ice a little bit. But more so than that, it's in the actual hockey where you see it. Now, Tampa Lightning fans, I've made fun of them already this week, they call this river hockey, which they mean it as an insult. But so far, river hockey's winning a lot of games. And until somebody proves they can stop it, keep playing river hockey, boys. Keep playing river hockey. Keep the wagon rolling. That's my time. That's what I've got to say about that. Sabres number 1. We're going to the playoffs. Probably going as the number 1 seed in the Atlantic Conference or in the Atlantic Division. And we're getting home ice. How you like them apples? But in the meantime, I'm Nick. This is 10 Minutes with Nick. Have a great day.